And this just in, Google and Apple are teaming up to help to track coronavirus cases. Both these tech giants are launching new developer tools that will allow Android and iOS devices to actually work together using health apps, of course, from officials. Now, this is happening in May. And in addition to this, the companies are also working on Bluetooth based contact tracing platforms. This also important for health officials so they can get a more accurate representation of where the confirmed cases are. This is absolutely huge to have iOS and Android working together. These, of course, are the two dominant mobile platforms. But in addition to this, the contact tracing is also going to be really key because we've seen this happen now in places like South Korea where they've had services. If you got, let's say, a positive result on your test, they would actually send out text notifications to people in the area, alerting them of when the person who has the positive result would be in that area, and they would also reach out to those people as well in those areas. That was one way that that country, South Korea, tackled this versus what China had done, which is on top of the tracking online, also these quarantine situations. Again, having this now be a joint effort between these two companies is absolutely huge to think about because they've typically always been competitors. But having developer tools that will now allow apps to talk to each other across platforms just goes to show how serious this issue is, but also how in times of need companies can come together and that technology can enable that to happen. Now, of course, the biggest concern around this is that privacy is going to be an issue, and I'm sure Google and Apple have detailed guidelines for all of their developers to follow in order to protect our privacy. In the South Korea case, for example, all that information was actually anonymized, so it wasn't actually tied to exactly one person, but it was just an alert that this person potentially was in your area or not.